really need to hire a professional designer for your logo? Couldn't you just create it yourself on Canva? What is the best decision for your business? In this video, I am breaking down the pros and cons of DIY logo versus hiring a professional and highly skilled designer to help you with your branding and logo design. If you're new here, hi, my name is Maya. I'm a brand designer and packaging specialist based in the UK. I have designed for brands like Shreddy Fitness, Feel Wellness, Revolution Beauty, and so many more. So in this video, we are going to talk about pros and cons of having a DIY or really low budget logo design and branding versus hiring a professional designer. If you are in the process of deciding if you should design your own logo or hire someone off of Fiverr or spend a bit more money and hire a professional designer, then this video is perfect for you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly the best choice for you and your business. If you like this type of content and you find it useful, please don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Your logo is most of the times the first thing that your customers or clients are seeing, and it's their first impression of you as a professional or your brand, your business, and the quality of the products or the services that you are offering. So that's why it's really crucial to understand if you can really risk it with something that is really low budget and DIY, or if you really should spend a bit more and invest to something that's professional and custom just for you. Firstly, let's go through the pros and cons of having a DIY logo or a really low budget logo by hiring someone online on platforms like Fiverr or People Per Hour, where people really charge very low. Pro number one is that it is cost effective. You will spend zero to very little and you will have something that could resemble a logo for your business. Pro number two is that it is going to be fast and easy to achieve. You can create a logo in just an afternoon without any design experience. Pro number three is that you will have complete creative control over the design. You won't need to explain your vision and your goals and what you would like your brand to look like to someone. You just have it in your mind and you will hopefully translate it into a logo. Now let's jump to three really important cons that you should definitely consider if you're thinking of DIYing your logo. Con number one, generic result. Usually if you will get a logo on Canva or another platform, you will get a very generic logo that is based on a template. It will not be custom to your brand, and chances are many other businesses out there, even maybe similar to your business, will have the same or a very similar logo. And the same happens when you hire someone with 5 or 10 pounds online. Chances are they will not do something custom for you. They will just redesign, recreate, copy someone else's work online. And in the long run, you will probably be damaging your business because you will realize that this is a stolen, a copied, a generic logo. And you wouldn't want that for your business, right? Con number two is lack of strategy. When you're hiring a professional, you will get a questionnaire, you will speak to them, you will ask questions, you will go back and forth. They will have done lots of research on the market, your competitors, what you are looking for, what are your goals, what are your next steps, if you are launching products, if you are launching services, if you are a big or a small company. So many different things that will go through the process and will reflect your custom designed logo. All of this, you will not have it with a DIY logo, a template, an AI generated logo, or when you are hiring someone for $5 to $10. And con number three is also really important, and you might not think about it. I have worked with a few clients in the past, and I have heard from other people as well that they are saying, oh yeah, I have a logo, here is my logo. So when they are sending the logo files to me or another designer, what the designer is receiving is not the correct format for the logo, is a JPEG, a PNG, even their logo on Word or Excel. Yes, I've heard that before as well. It is really important when you're building a brand or when you want to elevate your business that you have the correct files and the correct formats for everything so that you can really use them as they are intended. So when you have a logo, you need to have the proper files and the proper formats so that you don't have issues on printing or resolutions or on different platforms. And that's where a pro comes in. Have I convinced you yet? If not, keep watching, because now we're going through the pros and cons of hiring a professional, either a freelancer like me or a design studio. Let's go through the pros first. Pro number one, as I mentioned in the previous section of the pros and cons of creating a DIY logo, here you will have the strategic thinking and all the research, all the professional experience that the designer will have. And all of this will reflect the custom design that you will receive from them. It will be well thought out, it will be based on the competitors, it will stand out in the market, and it will really be unique to you and your brand. Pro number two is that obviously it will be custom and unique. You will get a logo that is tailored to your business, your target audience, your market, and everything in between. Just to give you an example, imagine that you have a yoga studio in your area and you are not the only one in your area that has a yoga studio. So you go on Canva and you pick one of those yoga related, yoga inspired shapes and logos that they provide. You just put your name and maybe a tagline or something and you're good to go, right? You haven't spent $1. You have spent maybe half an hour on Canva, you have exported it on a PNG, you're done, you're launching your business and you're good to go, right? A couple of other yoga studios in your area or in the greater area around where you are, they have also done a very similar thing. May have generated their logo with AI or they have used Canva like you. Chances are your logos will be very similar. And that will mean that if a customer is looking for yoga classes, they will not be able to differentiate between the two yoga studios. They won't be able to choose the best option for them. They will just go with maybe the first that comes up on Google search, or they won't remember maybe the name that your business has, so they will get confused and instead go and book with the other yoga studio. And you get the gist of it, right? So if you have a unique branding, you have a unique logo, you have your colors, you have your typography, you have your tone of voice and everything set out for you, your customers will remember you. They will be able to differentiate your business compared to any other business. Your brand will be able to translate everything you're offering, the quality of your services, and your customer will really appreciate it and will be able to choose you over a competitor. The third pro is that you would have an option for extensive files and different usage. So for example, you could have different logo variations. That this is, for example, what I'm always offering to my clients. If it's a service, then you would at least have 2 variations. So you will have your primary logo and then also one for your socials. You might have brand patterns. You might have lots of different variations. You might have illustrations. You might have guidelines so that you know exactly how to use the assets and everything that the designer has offered for you. This really depends on the package that you would choose. And as part of that, you would absolutely have the right files and formats to use your logos everywhere without losing the resolution. Now, of course, let's go through the cons of hiring a professional. Con number one is, of course, a higher cost. Depending on who you go with, depending on the package that you would go with, if you have more assets to be created, if you want something in a rush, and the designer might need to work overtime, evenings, or weekends, they will of course charge you more. Con number two is that it will take much more time. I would say, from my experience and from my design process, I would say to create a very basic branding package, I would say it will take about a month, because it goes through all the different stages and you need to make sure that you have all the information, and you also need to wait for responses from the client, and the designer needs to work and do research on things. That's why it of course takes much longer than just going on Canva, selecting an already made logo, putting your name and having a basic logo. And number three, as a con, is that you really need to find the right fit of a designer for your needs. So most of the designers kind of have a tendency or a preference or a style to work with specific industries or a style of branding. So someone could be more happy or have more experience to work with more corporate brands, or more flexible and kind of organic brands, or maybe they have a sector that they really focus on. So for example, for me, I kind of more focus on wellness, skincare, beauty brands, health, this type of brand. Obviously, these sectors, they are so broad that I can work with a lot of other industries that are similar style to these, but you probably wouldn't come to me to design a logo if you have a plumbing business, because there are so many other designers out there that they do amazing job in this type of business. I don't think I would be competitive enough for that type of business. As a con, you would need to do your research and go through a few portfolios and maybe contact a few designers to find out if they are the right fit for you and if you are the right fit for them. Those were all the pros and cons that I could really think of, at least the most important ones, of doing a DIY logo or hiring someone for a few bucks online compared to hiring a professional designer. Of course, at the end of the day, it all comes down to your goals and your budget, of course. So I would say, based on the pros and cons, you can weigh everything and see where you lean towards more for your business. It might be that you're just starting out, you're trying out something and you want to make sure that it's gonna stick. You want to do a DIY logo. Just make sure that even if you do a DIY logo, that you do a bit more research and you look online for the similarities of other logos, so that you don't have a very, very, very similar, almost identical logo to someone else, especially in the same industry. And even if you go with a DIY or a really low budget option, I would really, really, really advise that in the first couple of years of your business, that you would save up and go for a rebrand with a professional. You will see such a big difference. It is really important to have a unique branding, and if you think about all the different brands that you are using, if you think of how maybe you choose a professional over another one, if their branding is one of the reasons that you never think that this is one of the reasons that you choose one over the other. Also, when you go shopping and you go grocery shopping, for example, if you see how you choose between products, you will really see the impact that the branding and the packaging and the uniqueness of something plays to the decisions that you're making. I hope this video helps you. If it does, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel because I am making so many more videos in the next few months.